and welcome to Chandler in Focus. And I'm Councilman Terry Rowe, and we're going to talk about the holiday season. We are headed into that time of year, and it's a good time to talk about people in need in our community. And so the focus is to provide information to you about holiday giving campaigns here in Chandler. And so I have a couple of guests here today. Keith Welch, he's a battalion chief with the Chandler Fire, Health, and Medical. Did I get it all out there?
Correct, sir.
Okay. And Katie Kale, and she's with the school district, and you say...
I'm with the Chandler C.A.R.E Center.
Chandler C.A.R.E
Yes.
Center, okay. And so we're going to talk to them and get a little information about giving, not only for the holidays, but throughout the year. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. So Katie, let's start with you. Tell us about the Chandler C.A.R.E Center and the people that you serve.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having us here. We really appreciate it. The Chandler C.A.R.E Center is a program of the Chandler Unified School District. So we've been in existence since 1995, and we have several programs at our center. We have a medical and dental clinic for uninsured youth. We have a food bank. We have programs for parents and children and school readiness classes. And then we also partner with several organizations from within the community to provide additional services. Looking forward into the holidays, we really focus on Thanksgiving and then in our December holidays, providing food and gifts for families so that we can help meet the needs and make sure that they have a happy holiday season.
Okay, so we're talking about the holiday season. I mean, people have needs all year round, but
Yes.
Is there anything that's unique during the holiday season? What are the needs that? Why is it a little bit more important right now?
Sure. Well, everybody knows. I mean, I think the holidays, we want them to be very special for all of our families within our community. And we are very fortunate actually to partner with Chandler Fire, Health, and Medical when it comes to our December distribution event. And what we do for the holidays in December is we really focus on the kids. So we make sure for a couple of weeks in December to provide special food boxes for families. And then on Friday, December 18th, we will actually be holding a distribution event where we provide toys and gifts to children birth through 18. And those families can pre-register with us. They just have to live in the city of Chandler. And then they show up on that day, and we have Santa usually comes out, and we have some crafts and activity tables, a cookie decorating station, and then the families actually get to leave with gifts for their children.
Okay, and so what donations do you accept? I mean,
that's a great question. We accept, really, since we're focusing birth through 18, we accept sort of all across the board. We're looking for gifts. Our goal is to give, we typically do 3 gifts per child that we provide. So we're really looking for toys, games, anything really that small children would appreciate. And then for our older kids, since they can be a little more difficult to shop for, we typically do gift cards for them. So those are kind of what our focus tends to be.
Okay, and I think I heard a little bit from Katie about collaboration. So Keith, talk to us a little bit about how Chandler Fire, Health, and Medical is involved.
Yeah. Well, a few years ago, we identified and built this partnership with Chandler Unified School District. And prior to that, the fire department, obviously being out in the community, people would bring toys by and drop them off, because we're obviously out in the community. We see, all types of people in need. And so they would just drop them off. And, when I first got on, we would just go out into some communities that we knew were, in need of toys and for the holiday season, and we would go out and deliver them just on our own. So we took the opportunity a few years ago to really build this partnership and collaborate in a coordinated way with Chandler Unified School District. And they really, through the C.A.R.E Center, can identify the families in need and kind of vet them out, understand what their needs are, so that we can provide them, some suitable gifts and food during the holidays. And so how we're helping is, one, we donate flour to the C.A.R.E Center for their food baskets during the holidays and throughout the year as they need it through our Chandler Firefighter Charity. So that is a nonprofit that Chandler firefighters themselves set up years ago, and then we actually, as fire department members, donate our own money to that charity, and we utilize that money throughout the year, one for families that may have been burned out of fires or have different needs, but also during the holidays when we need to help give back, such as flour. The next thing that we do that is our signature event is our toy drive campaign. And we've done that the last few years in partnership with Chandler Fashion Center. It's been a great venue for us. We get a lot of people. Chandler Fashion Center has been very helpful with accommodating us. And basically there, what we do is we do a toy collection drive, and you basically have to donate a toy, which is a wrapped gift, a new wrapped gift.
Okay, that's good.
And if you do that, you're able to get a ride on a fire truck. We also take gift cards, and we also take cash donations as well. And that allows you to go for a ride on the fire truck. We have trucks set up there, and we rotate people around a little course around Chandler Fashion Center and give them that opportunity to ride in a fire truck for their support.
Wow, that is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Scottsdale Mall. Chandler Fashion
Mm-hmm.
Mall, not Scottsdale.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Chandler. Is a collection point,
Mm-hmm.
and but are there other locations, and what's the process for and the dates and the times
Right.
and locations?
So the date for our toy drive collection at Chandler Fashion Center is December 12th from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will be there available for that event. You are also able to donate at any fire station, Chandler Fire Station, as well as our headquarters building. We accept collections up until the 17th. Our distribution date is the 18th, just as Katie said, and we do our final collection on the 17th. We do our toy sorting, and we get everything ready to go the morning of the 18th. But we also, again, accept collections at Chandler Fire Stations as well as our headquarters from now all the way up until that point.
So there's a lot of different places here in Chandler. People can make a donation, and so now the big question is how do we're talking to our residents here in Chandler. How can they get involved?
Yeah.
How can they be part of this?
There's a few different ways. I think that we've identified that residents can get involved in. One, which we've seen year after year, which has been great, is local businesses do toy drives. There's civic groups, there's neighborhood groups that feel they have the way to outreach into their group and their community and get toy donations and then drop them off to us. And we do rely on those every year. So that's one way. The next way is basically we have some opportunity to help with our sorting. So we have a volunteer system for all of this sorting and distribution. And you can call our headquarters building, which is at 480-782-2120. And if you have a group or individuals that want to sign up for that, you can call there. They can direct you to the appropriate place, and we can get you signed up to help out with our sorting as well.
It's a big job.
It is absolutely.
There's lots to do, and
Correct.
so we're kind of calling on folks out there to make a contribution and or toys and or some of your time. So it's and this is an important time. This is a stressful time for families, and I really don't even know about calls for service, but I would imagine that we want Chandler residents to be have a good holiday, and this is a good effort toward that. So, okay, so is there any are people needing to register, or do they just show up, or what do they need to do?
So that's a great question. We actually, a few years ago, started doing a registration process for this event, simply so that we can make sure that we're really prepared for all of the children who need assistance when the day comes. So families can register for this starting on November 23rd, which is the Monday the week of Thanksgiving, all the way through December 11th. And all that we ask is they bring in proof that they live in the city of Chandler, and information about all of the children in the household who they would like to have served. And we do collect their children's names and ages so that we can prepare and sort items out in advance for them. That way, one of the other things that we tend to get is monetary donations. We do have individuals and groups that will make monetary donations towards purchases of toys and gifts. So then we can go out if we're running short in a particular age range, for example, and purchase some of those gifts and make sure that we're able to meet all those needs. So really all they need to do is come into the C.A.R.E Center. We're on Galveston at 777 East Galveston Street in Chandler. And they can come in during our regular business hours during that time frame and go ahead and sign up for their children to receive the gifts.
Okay, so we've got a plan, and this is one that you all have been doing over how many years?
Oh, God, I mean, since I've been involved, I think we've been partnered with the Chandler Public Schools at least six or 7 years now. And this program has grown, it seems, every year. And the process, we learn something every year about the process and streamlining it and making it efficient and making sure that families are getting their needs met. So it's really been, it's really been great to see the program grow, how it impacts people in our community. And again, Chandler Unified School District's a great partner to have with us because of just, their impact into the schools and the families in the schools.
Yeah, so let me thank you, Keith. Let's go back and revisit collaboration a little bit because Chandler Vice Mayor Kevin Hartke has a program for our city that he has been working on, and so is there an opportunity to work with them on some level, and are we able to compare lists as to they're helping a different group of people? And
yes, we are. So that's actually been a great benefit for all of us involved. One of the things we really want to be aware of is that we want to be able to provide families as much help as we can without duplicating efforts. And so our goal really through For Our City, we partner with some of the other groups within the Chandler area who provide gifts, and we register families with the awareness that we will share our lists of who's registered so we can ensure that we don't end up with dad going to one location and mom going to another to sign a family up. And then that way we make sure that each of our lists is individual and serves a unique family. It's worked out really well for us. And in fact, initially when we started doing that, we thought we would see a significant drop in the number of children that we'd be serving. But last year we actually saw it increase. We served over 1,100 children just at the CARE Center alone last year. So we think as we're getting a little bit more savvy about how we do this and a little bit more coordinated as a community, we're actually able to get the word out a little bit better and more effectively serve those children. So now we can sort of guarantee that every kid, no matter which location they go to, gets a good amount of gifts for the holidays and has a great experience with it.
Yeah, and so let's can we name a couple of the organizations that we work with that are
well, you mentioned For Our City, which is sort of the collaborating force that brings us all together, and there are several churches and groups and schools that get involved in this, but really in our area we work quite a bit with ICANN, Chandler Christian Community Center, the Salvation Army. I'm sure I'm missing a few, in the Boys and Girls Club. Those are kind of the primaries that do toy distribution. A couple of the school sites do their own unique distribution, so those families will just register with the school instead of coming directly to the CARE Center. But it's really sort of all of us who are involved in For Our City who work together to make sure that we're reaching all of those kids who need some help for the holidays.
Right, terrific. Yeah. And I heard mention of some businesses and maybe doing a toy drive. Is that that's on them to decide whether to do that, and many do. And are there any that stand out?
Yeah, that great question. One last year, Jolie's Place, which is up on Arizona Avenue and Warner area there. Huge toy drive last year. I mean, we had to, get several truckloads of toys from there, but they really supported our drive last year tremendously. And those are the types of efforts that we need in the community so that we can have enough toys to, get us through. As you see, we've gone up to 1,100 kids. Yeah. I expect it's going to be at least that or more this year if the past is any indication.
Well, so it's time to really give a big shout out to all the people that get involved in this kind of thing. The Vice Mayor, For Our City Initiative, your organization, police officers, fire department, and so I think it's great. And if you can be involved in any of these efforts, please come and figure out a way to. We count on people to be part of the community and contribute. So that's a good thing. So I want to thank everybody, and I thank you all for coming. Before I completely wrap it up, is there any last thoughts or anything that you'd like to share?
I would just like to echo your sentiment. I mean, we really do rely quite a bit on our community, and Chandler is really such an amazing community. We've found that our residents sort of rally around those families in need and come out full force to help. Everything from the students who volunteer to help the day of with distribution, the firefighters who give of their time, when they're not supposed to be on shift and come in and work with us, the donors, the schools, the businesses. So just a thank you to the community, really, because without their support, there's no way we would be able to do what we're able to do.
Well, I would like to, to your point, I would like to, ask for people to come out and help. I think you've done that several times. I think it shows, what a difference it can make in the community, and to thank, the people in the past. One school comes to mind that I think really delivers a lot of toys too, and that's Tarwater Elementary. So you think Chandler Unified School District, they're more involved than just in coordinating this effort. They have schools out there that do these huge toy drives and really, supply a lot of toys to us. throughout the time. So, you know, it really is a community effort, and it is so nice to see. You know, we do have a great community here in Chandler, and we do have a great giving spirit, and you know, it's an enjoyable event that I would invite everybody out to, and I'd love to see everybody out there. Thanks.
Well, Katie and Keith, thank you both for coming today, and we've heard a lot about giving in Chandler, and it's a great thing. And I because I'm a retired police sergeant, certainly law enforcement has a little bit of a special place for me in my in my thoughts, and so I want to share. I had a chance to talk to W. Stephen Martin, who is a radio celebrity and a long time contributor to Chandler as far as the toy drive that he runs, and so I'd like to take a minute and just share that with you also. Thanks for joining us today, Mr. Martin, W. Stephen Martin. I feel
just W is great.
I feel lucky to be fortunate to be able to sit here and talk to you anytime I get the chance, and but I want to tell our viewers a little bit about your about who you are and your charity toy drive. So
sure.
I'll let you start off with a little bit about yourself.
Well, a lot of people in all of Metro Phoenix probably remember my radio days. I was at KNIX for 27 years.
I remember.
You remember that?
I remember.
And we had a great time. It was wonderful. It actually gave me the opportunity to make all of my charitable stuff grow because we had such a large audience. And the toy drive, out of everything, has survived and grown even after I went off the air. So it just proved to me that people want to help a child. They want to make a police officer or a firefighter look a little bit better to that child when they're in need. So it really is a great match, and I've been in Chandler since 1984, so this is home.
Okay, so 30 years of doing the toy drive, right?
Right.
And then, so we're headed for 31. And then, but a little background for folks on the drive itself. I mean, you said it's how long you've been doing it, but it really is about involving the community to help community relations with law enforcement, to help people that are disadvantaged at a tough time of the year.
Right. A lot of times people will go to one of the charities and they can't get on the list. And we often pick up a lot of those people, but most of all, it's the men and women in uniform that meet a family, maybe during a call, domestic violence, or an abusive situation, or a drug situation, and they see these small children, and it's pretty obvious they're not going to get anything. So what we do is we make it just kind of, our warehouse is open year-round. And most of our calls, most of our assistance comes in December for the 911 police and fire toy drive. But we always go out of our way, even during the year, to help families out. And it's pretty easy to get involved. More families, individual families, give us toys than corporations. It's people who were poor once who really want to say, I gave a toy and it made a difference.
Yeah. Well, I've been in the warehouse, and it's impressive. It really is.
Thank you.
But so people kind of have a perspective a little bit, and I'm kind of how many over the years, how many families or children do you feel like you've been able to serve?
Well, we've been very blessed over the entire time of the toy drive since I started it. We're over 4 million toys. And those are toys that have gone out the door in the hands of public service and into the arms of a child. And so we keep an average of about 60,000 toys on hand to operate during the year for a lot of different calls, emergencies, forest fires, shelters, that kind of stuff. But we're over 4 million toys, and I'm extremely proud of that.
Wow, that's impressive. I mean, 4 million, that's a lot more than I had thought.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
30 years is a long time, but 4 million toys, that is
right.
amazing.
If I could stack them all up, it would be so cool.
Okay, so certainly you serve the community here in Chandler, and as a benefit to Chandler residents and to our police officers, public safety people that come and take the initiative to be involved with your program, which our folks do.
Absolutely.
And but how many it's certainly your program is outside of Chandler. It's throughout the valley.
Right. The number one agency that uses our program is Phoenix, probably because they're so much larger. Chandler is number 2. Mesa is number 3. Out to Apache Junction, they are 4th. And that means in the number of officers that come in during the holidays or during the year to get toys for children. And we really are only a toy drive. We're not clothing, we're not food. We just want one gift to make one big difference in that kid's life. And when it comes from somebody in a uniform, it changes the way they see them.
Yeah, well, that's terrific. So, okay, we know you rely on the community to be involved and play a part, you know, be the official elves or whatever it is.
The good elves.
The good elves.
Hey.
And but you know, for the benefit of our viewers, how can people, you know, contribute or be involved?
Okay. You can go to 911toydrive.com, or it's as simple as if you take a gift unwrapped, brand new, you can take it to any one of the 3 Chandler police departments and drop it off. Fire has a separate drive, and then we take care of what they don't get. But any of the Chandler police departments would be great. Know your gift will be given out. It will never be sold in a thrift store, and know that it will make a difference.
And so it's about a new toy, right? Because you know, this is what we're giving away. We have some,
right. Yeah, the last impression you want to leave with a child is that I got a gift, but it was used. And one of the real important things, we need girls' items so bad. Something that most people don't realize, but over the past history of the holidays, of Christmas, going back to school in January, little girls, young girls, get arrested for shoplifting. So think of a girl's gift you would like to get yourself, take it to a police department, drop it off, and tell them this is for the 911 toy drive.
Yeah, that's terrific. And well, I've had the good fortune of going out and delivering some of your toys.
Awesome.
And I can't tell you how long ago that was, but it was a long time ago. And it's a great program. It's a great. It leaves you with a great feeling. So I mean, certainly our officers, our public safety people, personnel are indebted to you and to the community for helping to make this possible.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Chief Duggan has certainly stepped up the participation, and in all the departments that participate, Chandler is the only police department that brought toys in. Some years they bring in more than they actually give away.
Yeah.
But it's a great partnership. We need volunteers. We need people who want to help out. 911toydrive.com, and I'll come see you myself.
Oh, that's terrific. And I know that if you have an organization that wants a speaker, that they can contact you, and maybe this is a program that goes on year round. It's It's just not October through December. But this is the time of the year, folks,
Right.
where we really want to be.
But if you're in Kiwanis or Rotary, or you have a group of people that meet, if you need ideas, we show you how to put together a Christmas housewarming party and have people bring a toy for one of these children, and then I'll send somebody out to pick them up. A lot of ways to give, but there's only one thing that we really want people to know is it doesn't work if you don't help.
Okay, now, we're very nearly out of time, but I will ask you, and put you on the spot here a little bit.
Okay.
Think of can you tell us one quick story or example of something that was particularly funny or touching that you could share with us?
Well, to make it kind of simple, we had a police officer and a police chaplain on Christmas Eve driving around giving out gifts. And they pulled up to a street where there was a little boy sitting out front crying. He was about 5 or 6, and it was almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And so obviously the officer is interested, and the chaplain wants to know what's going on. And they pulled up, and the officer said, "What's the matter?" And he goes, "My mom just told me there was no Santa." And he says, "Well, gee, I'm not sure where she heard that. Tell you what, what's your name?" His name was Chris. I'll never forget that. Said, "Chris, you know what? Sometimes people move around. And when they move around, we can't always wait for Santa to find them, so he gives us the gifts and we deliver them. So let me check with your mom, and if it's okay, I'll give you some gifts. And so while they're looking in the trunk and mom said, okay, they're writing Chris on these 2 or 3 packages. It was a blessed Christmas, and believe me, it not only changed the view of those officers, but the mother was just so excited to see the officers show up and donate.
Yeah, it's tremendous, tremendous. Well, I want to thank you, and I just don't think I can thank you enough for what you're doing, not just here in Chandler, but throughout the valley, and miss your days on KNIX, and but I'm glad that we still get to see you out in the community, and again, thank you on behalf of the mayor and the council and the community of Chandler. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
that. We'll see you at the toy drive.
All right.
And anybody
I'll be
wants
there.
to help
I'll be
out,
there.
you tell them.
We'll bring some
Take a
folks.
gift to his house. It's okay.
Okay. Good enough. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Same to you. Welcome back. I'm glad that I got to share that segment from W. Stephen Martin, and between the fire department, the school district, people in the community, W. Stephen Martin, you can see that we have a lot of traction and a lot of wheels in motion for the future, for the holidays here. So let's work together and make the holidays better than ever. And my name's Terry Rowe. I'm councilman for Chandler City Council, and thank you for watching Chandler in Focus.